But while we're pulling it up, thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the members for being here, taking the time from your busy schedules and the different time zones that we have. So my name is Michelle Menez. I'm the lead for CCD, and my co-lead is Mfon, who is here, and there are other members of the CCD team who are also here. Happy to see them here as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Please let me know if we can start, Katie.
Yeah. So, Mitch, can you see the screen sharing from your side? We're doing that.
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. So let's start. Thank you.
Okay. So I'll be presenting for CCD today. And let's go to the next slide, which actually shows the goal or the impact and regeneration that we intend. So the DAO will produce 400 verified cultural and creative outputs. So that's for the physical outputs. However, we also aim to generate at the minimum 3,000 USD in regenerative value through partnerships, sponsorships, workshops, showcases, publications, and cultural products. So the cultural products are actually physical outputs of our partners who are the women weavers in Visayas. And the other cultural output would be in video form by our partners in Mindanao. The other output that we also have will be in the form of spoken word from our partners who are carpenters in the Luzon node, which will be bamboo. So carpentry and bamboo. Now, why did we choose this approach? Because we think collectively through CCD that this approach contributes to Cambria's long-term vision by testing the decentralized cultural impact and developing replicable or repeatable regenerative value cycles. That's why we actually chose 3 different nodes or physical partners who are in 3 different islands in the Philippines. So I think that speaks to the decentralization as well. So the proposed regional cultural nodes are Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and the national capital region just as the central node. For the tone and spirit, it is community-centered as established by the indigenous peoples who we are partnered with. It is respectful and ethical because it is always mandatory for respect and ethics to be the guiding force, especially when we're talking about artwork or things that are made by people. We can't just say, hey, I own this because they own it. So there's the respect and ethics of that. It is also inclusive and collaborative because we make sure in CCD, even if though it's very hard, that we make sure to ask all the members, hey, attend, hey, contribute, hey, what do you think about this? So that's what we mean by inclusive and collaborative. We don't just move as one person. And creative and practical, it has to be creative because we're dealing with different cultures, different time zones, different people, different personalities. And it has to be practical because we're working with a timeline, we're working within a budget as well, and we're working within the rules and regulations under and within Cambria, as well as the internal rules that we have for CCD. It is also regenerative and sustainable because how can we expect these cultures, these products, the sharing to continue if we don't have a way to regenerate it and to sustain it? Global local ownership comes in because the members have their own contribution and they own it. I've experienced a lot of members who said, I was very busy, I had my exams, that is no excuse, that is my fault. So that is the ownership on their part. And then they did, how do you say this, risk mitigation, and they powered through it. Let's go to the next page, please. As you can see with the DAO involvement, I only function as the lead because I had experience before, but I cannot autonomously move on my own. Meaning, without the whole group approval, their go signal, their, hey, Mitch, this looks wrong. Oh, we have to change it. We move as a group. Eva, who is also here, is the lead for coordination. And she actually set up a meeting for all of us. It was really great and everybody participated. I appreciate Eva so much for that. Empon. Oh, wow. I have to give a great shout out to Empon, who is always supportive, who always does his job, who's always in the meetings, and who took charge when it comes to this actual presentation. Now, Rafiat Adeleke, and Casto Malimali Ronald Katate, I think they're also here, and I would love to hear from them as well in the coming sessions that we have. There is also Fatma Razik, who I would love to commend as well for stepping up and helping out. There are other members like Fatia, Tenega, Egbe, and Galili, and Padmore, who I hope are here. But there, as you can see in the presentation, we all have our own roles and our own responsibilities. And if one of us cannot do it, we make sure to, I don't know, in my language, pick up the slack, but then we bring it back to them. Hey, what do you want to do about your role? So let's go to the next slide, please. Now, when it comes to the plan, alignment, and workflow, there is an overview of the master plan, which is to preserve and amplify culture. Now, we're talking about the cultures that are currently here in the Philippines, and we're talking about 3 cultures. But in order to preserve them, because these are disappearing cultures, these are, how do you say that? They're no longer applied really by everybody. For example, I'm not very knowledgeable about the culture of my own countrymen in the further south. So that's very shameful for me, but it's really great that Cambria is here to show me, hey, why don't you do this? Because here's the opportunity, and amplify it. Because even if it's here in the Philippines, it reaches Kenya, it reaches Iraq, it reaches other parts of the world. What more amplification do we want? There's global and local collaboration. In the coming weeks, the members of CCD as well as Cambria, I would love for you to meet the indigenous peoples of Tarlac, as well as the indigenous people in Mindanao, as well as the women weavers in Iloilo, so that we can really have an honest global and local collaboration. And there is measurable impact because the communities will really produce things. There are things that you can read, hold, see, not necessarily hold because not everyone's here, but you know, I think you get what I mean. So they're actual things. There are 400 verified outputs. All the while, we will be testing the regenerative capacity of these physical outputs. Can we sell these things? Can we market these things? How does the fund go back? So it's a testing way for us to do so. The working group plans that we have, by the way, are coordination working group. So governance, reporting, budget, oversight, timelines, and the cross for every working group, because sometimes other working groups need help. We understand that. That's why we have coordination to make sure these working groups are talking to each other. We also have the execution and cultural documentation and creative production of stories, articles, graphics, videos, and multimedia. So this is the group who will actually either compile, trace, and make sure it is accessible. Now, there's also documentation working group. They will be archive management because you can't measure what you can't track. And if you can't find it, it doesn't exist. So documentation will make sure we can all track it. And for the final group, it is regeneration. They are in charge of partnerships, workshops, showcases, sponsorship, fundraising, and revenue generating activities. Later on in the program, we will tackle exactly with what these are because it's very, very exhaustive and it's a lot of information. So the strategic workflow that we have, as you can see, we start first with the community documentation because that's where it's really going to start. We get it from there, from the community, and creative production will find a way to translate it so that archive and knowledge can make a library and an accessible database for all members. And then the last working group is regeneration and partnerships, because they're the ones who are going to take everything and find a way how we can regenerate these funds and sustain us. So for the measurable outcomes on the next page, please. There we go. Coordination working group will have 40 outputs. Documentation, the target is archive and knowledge. They will have 80 outputs. Execution will have 200 outputs. So it's a lot, I know, but it's broken up into two for creative production and cultural documentation. For regeneration, the target is the community engagement of 80 outputs. And for all of that, so the total is 400 outputs, we intend to regenerate 3,000 USDT from there. So the budget request is for the 3 nodes, it varies. There's different amounts because with the women weavers, they have to start from scratch with the cloth, the pattern. That's why it's at 700. And it's documentation of weaving traditions, artisan interviews, and community workshop, cultural storytelling, and local logistics, plus documentation support. Let me go to the Tarlac node, which is 600. It's almost the same. However, with Tarlac, we are working with indigenous people. So these are, I don't know what you call it in other countries or cultures, but these are what we call the minority groups. It's the same as in the Mindanao cultural node. We will be dealing with minority groups. So the working group operational support for each working group will be, or pardon me, sorry, my mistake. For the whole working group, it's $400. So it's, for example, for Canva, for internet, for what else is needed? If they need ChatGPT, so it's for support for them. And DAO coordination and governance. This is so that when it is needed to travel to the Tarlac node or to the Visayas node, although travel to the southern part is prohibitive since there is what we call armed conflict there. So it's only to the 2 nodes. There's also contingency reserve, which will be given to the working group as needed. Let's go to the next page, please. So the funding and regeneration. Sorry, it's really hot where I'm at. So the funding release schedule, it comes in 2 tranches. The first tranche, following Cambria's rules, are 70%, and that will be cascaded or given to the nodes. And the nodes, or Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, they will also have to meet certain key performance metrics, meaning they can't just get everything. They have to produce something. So it goes for everyone as well. The second tranche is done. So the regeneration strategy components include the cultural workshops, the prints, the donation-based storytelling, the cross-DAO events, which we will need to communicate with other DAO groups. There are also educational talks, I think, that we can do. There are sponsored showcases. And this is something I'm really excited about. Digital zines. Because I heard the Gen Zs love this. But please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not Gen Z. So the collaboration we have with external partners, this is only the basic, because it's the Luzon Visayas node. The site leads for that are Kawayan Collective Tarlac. The Visayas node is Modern Ilongga. The Mindanao node is Balay Kasamtangan. So I'm happy to say that these are all women-led site leads as well. So in regard to the gender lens, we are providing more. And next page, please. Oh, next page, please, so we can see the pictures and the logos. As you can see, you can also check that they are legitimate, not only companies, but social enterprises. So these are their official logos. These are who we are partnering with. As you can see with Kawayan Collective, it is the indigenous people in the, excuse me, in the north. With modern Ilongga, it is the women weavers in Visayas. And in the south, it is Balay Kasamtangan with Bai Ming, a matriarch leader. So it is the final page that we have. I hope I stayed within Katie's very strict 8 to 10 minutes. But while I have the time, I really want to stress that what we're trying to do here is something really new, something that we all need the cooperation and collaboration of everybody. And I think I speak for the whole team. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you so much, Meech. I can see the passions you put into the slides and when you represent the team. And once again, thanks a lot for the support from Amphone as well. Yeah, we have the perfect presentation. Thanks a lot for CCD team members. All right, so now I would love to ask for the support from my team members to share the screen. After we listen to the sharing and also observe the presentation flow of CCD, we would love to share the feedback from the side of DAO facilitators, including me and Nora. Okay, so please wait for some seconds. Yeah, so please move to the DF feedback. All right, so right here, we would love to talk about the key strengths and the points that we can improve more with CCD team. All right, so for the key strengths. First, about strategic responsiveness. We see that with the responsiveness, responsibility, and solution-oriented mindset, this one support the team a lot. And we have the support from the two DAO leaders with Enfo and Meech, and committed members played an important role in turning challenges around and maintaining momentum. And second, we would love to talk about the vision-driven mission. So, when talking about the Roots in Minds mission, this one presents a clear and meaningful vision of empowering local Philippine communities while leveraging the collective expertise of the global DAO network, creating both local impact and global collaboration at the same time. Third, we would love to mention about the financial accountability. After the first feedback from internal team of DAO Facilitator, I see that in the plan you recognize and you also mentioned about the 70 and also like 30% of the budget release. This structure will help you guys balance early stage mobilization with accountability for delivering final outcomes. And finally, it's about the strength in working group alignment. I see that we noted about the 4 working groups, right? And this one shows strong alignment with master plan at this time, forming a cohesive workflow that connects documentation, creative production, regeneration efforts, and long-term impact. So in overall, the strength suggests a proposal that is responsive, mission-driven, financially accountable, and well-coordinated across teams. Yeah, so here are the strengths. All right, so next slide, please. And about what we can improve. So right here, we would love to suggest some key points. First is about the workflow synchronization. Since we see that creative production working group and regeneration working group depend on the materials from cultural documentation working group. So when we can organize weekly sync meeting, I think it is highly recommended to avoid any delays. Second is about the data quality control. As the project outputs rely heavily on field photos or audio, establishing a quality control feedback loop in week number 1 will help maintain the production standards from the beginning. Third is about the financial liquidity. So when you mention about the 70 budget for the first release, it should prioritize like essential operational costs. For example, we have internet or data expenses, right? So we can focus on that one to ensure the smooth implementation for the whole team. And finally, it's about the regeneration readiness. I can take an example here. To support the target of 20 outreach attempts, so the sponsor deck template you guys can discuss to prioritized in week number 1, so outreach activities can begin immediately. It also supports the smooth coordination and implementation for the whole CCD team. Yeah, so overall, from these improvements and recommendations, we would love to focus on the improving coordination, quality, financial readiness, and also outreach efficiency from CCD team, aligned with the master plan and the 4 working group plans till now. Okay, so after this event, we will also share with you guys again about the key strengths for you guys to strengthen that, and also to reshare with you guys about the improvement side so that you guys can work further before our finalization. All right, so that's it for my sharing. And yeah, after this feedback section, we will move to the open discussion. Yeah, so we have the open discussion. Welcome everyone and also CCD members. Yeah, so let's kickstart with everyone. So after listening to the slides presentation and also from the information from CCD, maybe we have from 10 to 12 minutes from the sharing from Mitch, right? We would love to ask that, do you have any feedback for the CCD team to improve the plan? And for this question, we would love to invite another member from other DAO. All right, so let me have a quick check for our participant today. All right, so I would love to invite Okiki from ED from Exchange DAO. Yeah, hello, Kiki.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's nice to be here. It's nice to be here with you. Hello, Mitch. I loved your presentation. I loved your work. You're doing a very, very great work. Yeah, I followed up on the whole presentation and everything was so great. I understand everything. I just have a question. Would you be having remote connections, like remote interactions in sharing these cultural experiences? Are they all going to be physical meetups, or if you're going to have anyone remote, I was thinking if we could do a collaboration, maybe you could do some of these things on Exchange DAO, our CED platform. I planned on reaching out to you after this meeting, but since I was called upon to speak, I guess I can just ask you now.
Okay, perfect for the collaboration that I can see that can move forward. All right, and everyone, when we talking about things in this open discussion section, we welcome every single feedback or suggestions for the team. All right, so if you cannot turn on your mic right now, you can type your sharing in the chat box. Yeah, I see that Mr. Amit Saha, you raise your hands, right? Yeah, so kindly share with us your thoughts or suggestions.
Yeah, it was a very excellent presentation on cultural and creative DAO. Thank you. My question is for all the DAO groups, is it possible to have a common communication or a platform to record the document or the documentation to have a common for all the groups, so that we have a common way to collect all the feedback or all the sessions? Is it possible? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So currently, I would love to confirm that you're asking about CCD, particularly, or you're asking about the whole DAO, like the 4 DAOs, about the feedback channel or something?
No, it is for the whole DAO for all the sessions. Is it possible, like whenever there is a recording of a session, that we have a common recording for all the DAO? Yeah.
Yeah, so currently this meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be shared later after this event. And yeah, so we also collect the questions and answers in the chat box at the same time during the whole session. And because of the time limitation, so our team will share some key suggestions and discussions in this event. And later on, you can check again with the FAQ page. And if you still have any different suggestions, you can feel free to share with us in the chat box. We will collect that and share with you guys later.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Mr. Amit Saha. All right, so now I would love to back to the CCD members because we truly want to listen your perspectives as well. So today, joining with us, we also have Fong and Tiba, all right? So I would love to invite Tiba first. So as a CCD member, how was your experience working decentralized to create the proposal? Can you share with everyone?
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you, Katie, for this introduction. First, it was kind of hard because it was something new, something we are not familiar with, and we tried to cope with it during meetings, like the weekly meetings, and trying to understand what is the master plan, and about the thing that we discussed about the three nodes. And after reviewing the master plan and after having Mitch to sorry, I just had an internet issue for a second. It was really inspiring to see all of that and what Mitch said about these three nodes and how are they these things they are doing, like the weavers and the bamboo guys. I think it's going to be a quiet experience for us, and I'm looking forward for it.
Okay, thank you so much, Atiba, for the sharing. And in the whole journey to now with CCD, thanks a lot for your coordination and your passions in the coordination group. It supports the whole team a lot in completing the small or even the big milestones. All right, thank you so much. All right, so everyone, we have just got through the presentation from Meet, represent for the CCD team. And also we have the sharing from Okiki and also Tiba from CCD. Yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoy the presentation with all of the format, feedback, and sharing. Okay, so before we stop the sharing from CCD, we would love to mention about the next steps with key milestones. Okay, so as you can follow on the screen, my member will support you guys to spotlight the screen. Okay, so let's take a quick overview of the next steps. So we've just got through the milestones of completing the first draft of the proposals, and we received the submission of you guys via Google Drive. So move on to the next milestone. We will focus on the finalization of all master plan and working group plan. This one will support us to be ready before the submission on XDAO and voting on XDAO officially. And we will have like a 7-day period for voting time. Till that date, we will absolutely announce to you guys the milestone on Discord and via email at the same time, so you guys can follow up with what's next. Okay, and in the meantime, if you guys have any questions related to the technical support or something, kindly share with us via Discord. And yeah, move on to the next milestone. Right here, you will see that after we pass the finalization and also everything is well, like it's perfect after the qualification checklist, we will move to the 70% of the first payment. And after that, we will execute our approved master plan and working group plan. And yeah, we will also prepare for the debt execution sync event on August 14th this month. This year. All right, so that's all for the sharing of the key milestones of CCD. So once again, thank you for all of the efforts and contributions made by CCD members so far. We hope that with the feedback, that will help you guys to strengthen your proposals and ensure that you're well prepared for the upcoming 8th DAO voting process with the high quality proposals.